Well, hello everyone, and welcome to a very festive edition of the RGDS podcast. Yes, it's that time of year where you have to do something jingly-jangly, tinsely-winsely, or Christmassy-wismassy. I'm your host, Kingy, and joining me in this bah humbug episode is the one and only Almac. Hello, Al.
Oh, bah humbug.
And also, not just two, a third person to unwrap the presents with is Drisky.
Yay! I'm ill, but I'm here.
He's flued up, everyone.
Well
Don't
done.
make him laugh, he starts coughing. The things we do to get an episode out. So, anyway, festive edition, we decided, we've done a number of things, doing Christmas themed games. Drunk cast, ain't doing that, especially when Drisky's not very well. Lem sips about his wet me choice at the moment, his poison to drink. So we thought, you know what, Crash magazine was a very popular magazine in the UK in the 80s and early 90s, and they did, at this time of year, a bumper edition of a Christmas specials. So we chose to go into a particular issue number. We'll get into that in a little bit, and go through the games that featured on that magazine. Thought just a nice little twist. Not necessarily Christmas themed games, but just getting into the spirit of a Christmas magazine. Anyway, before that, guys, what have you been up to? I'll start with you first, Drisk.
Yeah, I've been ill, but no, I'm doing well. There's been buying lots of the stuff, games in the sales. Also picked up Terminator No Fate, so I'm dead excited to play that because I love.
I'll get that
pixel
tonight.
art. And Henk Neerburg he's like the best pixel artist on the planet. I mean, to our listeners, we've covered a lot of his games in the past, like Lomax and Lionheart on the Amiga, and Flink he did as well. But
wonderful pixel artist.
More recently, of course, Xeno Crisis and things like that. But I think he's surpassed himself with this. I mean, I even noticed like on one of the early scenes where you play like like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you're naked basically. You know the bit when he beats up the people in the bar to get close.
In the bar, to get
And like all the different characters, I recognised each individual one from the movie. He's just caught it perfectly. It's amazing. So excited to play that.
So what have you
What
bought
did
that
you buy
on?
it
Which
for?
platform? Yeah.
Well, I bought it on the.
Jinx.
I bought it on the Xbox because I know.
Because you're an Xbox wanker.
Well, I don't know.
Oi. So am I. What?
Often with the PC, I find that sometimes bloody Windows kicks in and does stupid shit, and so I didn't want to buy it on that. And the Switch is a little underpowered with things, so I usually go for the Xbox, and I'm just hoping that the new Xbox will. Well, I mean, all the rumors is it's going to be a Steam box as well. So
Right.
Fingers crossed is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's what I bought it on.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I think I probably can speak on behalf of Al as well. We met up with you the other month, didn't we?
Yeah, it was good. It was nice to sort of see you, and it's sort of a shame that quite a few of the machines were broken, wasn't it, and things. But
You should stop taking your rage out on all the machines. That's what I thought.
So anyway, a bit cryptic there. So Al and I, we went down to Crash Live to start off with. That was fun and games, wasn't it, Al? Delays upon delays.
I mean, delays upon delays. It was, the usual roller coaster of planes, trains, and automobiles, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, it was good.
It was really enjoyed it.
Really good weekend. And then after the Crash Live event, we went up to Retro Realm in Warsaw.
Yeah, Warsaw. Not Poland.
That'd be some plane
That's why
trip.
you took ages to get there. Oh, you were getting lost. That pesky sat-nav didn't understand their Scottish accents.
Yeah, there you go. There's a reason for it.
Yeah. We couldn't even... Well, actually, joking about that, so we arrived at the venue in Walsall, and you have now arrived at your destination. No, we have not. We're in a back alleyway, and we can't see F all. Right, so we parked the car, didn't we? And we still looked.
Yeah.
It's like, Paul, where are you? And I'm in here. I was like, can't see the place. So I'm in here, trust me. And it just was not obvious, was it, for where the sat-nav took us to park. But we were just, it was more or less the back alleyways of the building. You had to walk all the way round the front, get in. But that was a cold, bitter weekend down that way. It was brutal.
I thought it was cold up here until we went down there. Jesus.
Yeah.
Welcome to England, yeah. The Brum.
Yeah. But no, like you said, I mean, it was good fun because we were joined by Rich Jordan as well. He came, and also, who else came?
Me.
You? Right.
You.
Was it just
That
Rich?
was it. I think it was just Rich there. We saw a few other folk at the Crash Live event, of course.
That's where I'm getting muddled.
Yeah,
That's the point.
So we saw we saw quite a few. Saw quite a few folk at Crash Live from Discord chat. So that was nice to see them as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was great. It was actually more of the arcade club crew was there. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, people didn't even say they were going, like Hen House Pete and stuff like that. I was like, hey, it was good. It was good to see. It's good to see everyone at the Crash one. But no, I think you're right. But, unfortunately, on the Saturday, it was just full of kids' parties and the machines got pummeled, to say the least.
Yeah.
And the time we arrived, there was 20 plus machines not working, which, I'm not going to go into a criticism of the venue. I mean, shit happens and things break down. That's the reality. Some of the games I played I really enjoyed, like the scene Tee Off with the trackball. I really actually enjoyed that.
That was good.
For me, it's always the games that there's something missing when you try to play it back home.
Yeah.
That's
I can't remember what was one that we played, Drisk, with the on the ship, the sort of dual.
Oh, the pirate one,
shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you played it with Kingy, wasn't it?
That's right.
I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's basically like the sister one to Dark Escape 3D.
Yeah,
using
and
the same
Unreal's
thing.
mega shooter.
Yeah. But what's cool is that you've got the wheel in between, so at certain times you've got to
try and
control
steer the ship. That was
I've
funny.
done that for the first part, and it was so exhausting. I went, "Al, you're the fitness
Over to
freak.
you.
Over to you, mate. You can steer that wheel." His veins were rupturing out his bloody neck and everything.
It was hard work.
It was very hard work.
I just crash the ship when I do it.
No, I enjoyed that. It was good because you were on about it for quite a bit. You must play this. And I was like, it's one of the ones. But I actually really did enjoy it. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's full on. It's intense. You got the subwoofers down at the seat, makes your arsehole vibrate. That was pleasant. Not
I saw you went on it a second time.
a second time, yeah, and a third. Yeah, and you had the equivalent of the Star Wars battle pod, where you had, was it Mark 5? Was it called? What was it called?
Oh God, Mac Rider, isn't it? Yeah.
Macmillan, Alistair
Yeah.
Macmillan. That's what it was called.
Yeah,
yes, yeah. And that was really good as well. It was just like playing. What's his name on?
Battle Pod, yeah. Star Wars Battle.
Just like playing. What do you call it? It's the
Top
Sony
Gun.
games. The Sony games.
What Afterburner you're thinking of?
No. Come on.
Ace.
Yes, that game.
That one, Ace. Yeah, I can't
No.
remember. Yeah, put me on the spot.
We're doing
If only
well.
Kingy could remember. If only could remember.
I have flu. I've got my.
Yeah, you flew. No pun intended. Oh dear. Anyway, so we had good fun, and that was the time we got home. Time we got our flight. That was delayed on the way home again, and time I got home was 1 in the morning.
Yeah, midnight for me, 1 o'clock in the morning for you, I think. So that was good.
Nice.
But it was a good weekend overall. Just
It was good. It was good to see everyone.
Day.
Yeah. Grumpy bastard at work the next day with that one for sure.
Wow.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Different from most other days.
Marginally.
Okay, marginally. Yeah. Okay.
So about yourself, Al, I know I kind of cut in there and sort of said what we've been doing, but and that was fine and it was lovely to see you. But anyway,
Yeah, it was
what you been up to?
a few things, Bob. I think we both received, and a few others from Discord as well, our analog 64s. So
we did.
Did
An episode coming very soon, everyone.
Yeah, episode on that, I think, for sure. So yeah, a little bit different for you guys. I actually ordered mine the same time. When they were first announced. When was that? 2 years ago. It feels like, I don't know. Maybe it was more, less.
October 24.
It feels like a long time. Anyway, I got mine delivered to one of my colleagues in Austin. So I'd hoped that even after the sort of the recent delay, that I was going to be there for on my last trip in October when it was going to be shipped. Unfortunately, I missed it. So, but I was very lucky. One of the other directors from the US office was heading this way for our Christmas party, which was last weekend, and he kindly brought it with him.
Imagine telling your upper manager, "Oi, see when you're over there, put that in your suitcase and bring it back."
I tell you what, they're used to it, because Snarcade asked me to get, was it a Munro joystick, and I got that shipped again to the US office, and someone brought it over for me, and yeah, I'm always asking somebody to bring something back.
Quite right.
We're getting sick of it, but no, it saved me the import tax, right? There you go. So
yeah, indeed.
He didn't get arrested, and as long as no one's listening to this, we'll be good. Oh shit. So and apart from that, I've been probably annoying my entire family by doing a diet since I got back from Austin on the 3rd of November.
Fucking annoying me when we were down in Crash, and we're out for a curry, or measure these calories here. It's like, man, we're away for the weekend.
Yeah. Well, it's not been helped. It wasn't helped by Crash weekend, and then with the rugby dads, we had a night out, Christmas night out as well, and then obviously my work night out last week as well. So I've been a very, very good boy. Vodka and Diet Cokes only, if my trainer's listening. And so it's been going well. It stops.
How much weight you lost?
As of today, £19. I'm not sure where it's all come from, but there you go, quite a lot.
Yeah,
so
that's good. Well done.
Nothing off me now. So now I can enjoy Christmas.
Stuff your face
and put it all back and then some more on. Yeah,
that's one mince pie, isn't it?
Oh dear. So yeah, that stops tomorrow, thankfully. My wife says with much delight. She's fed up cooking about 4 different meals for different people now in the house. So.
Frustrating. Yeah, I feel her pain. So good. You finished?
But apart from that, I think that's about all I've been up to. So yeah, apart from getting ready for this episode as well. So
awesome.
Yep.
Anywho's, let's move on to the main episode. So as I said earlier there, we're covering the Crash Christmas special, which was, there's a number of them, but this was the very first one, issue 12, after a year of its first run. So Crash magazine covered the ZX Spectrum. So this is more for the listeners out with the UK that may not be as familiar with the magazines that we read. There was 3 main big magazines back in the day. So you had, obviously, Crash, as I was saying there, Sinclair User, your Spectrum that then became your Sinclair. And they were the go-to mags for us young kids back in the day to read all the cool reviews and be excited about the games. There was nothing more exciting about this time of year then, when the magazines say November and Christmas. So even perhaps the magazine before, because software houses wanted to get their games released in advance and get good reviews, and they would be the big Christmas sales. But it just depends on the release schedule. Big games were equally covered in the Crash Christmas special, and it was always a bumper one as well. 196 pages in this particular one, probably about 50 of them fully bloody adverts, mind you, but that's beside the point.
Sometimes the adverts are the best bit. I love
I know, full-blown adverts with great artwork. That's the point. You're very much right, Paul. So it was always an exciting time. For me, this was the very first Crash magazine I got. It was issue 12, because obviously I got my Christmas, my Spectrum for this period. So you're like, absolutely excited then in this era where, right, you've got the computer, your mum and dad buys you the magazine as well. In some ways, because you were limited to a couple of games for Christmas, which for me was the 6-pack that came with it, with Forest Goes Ski and Checkered Flag and Scrabble, and you know the games that came with that. And you wanted to see the world of games out there. So after the excitement of playing it on Christmas Day, Boxing Day and onwards, I was devouring this magazine, reading the views of all these exciting games that are all new to you. It's like, look at the amount of them. I mean, we couldn't cover them all. I think there's something like 25 games reviewed in this issue. Many of them not that great, or some that, like, no offense to Text Adventures, you know, I love my Text Adventures, but you're going into way deep depth discussing these to give them any worth. It would take up more of the podcast. So we just covered the normal games out with complete deep strategy ones, or Text Adventures, or utter gash ones, which were equally reviewed in the magazine as well.
Yeah, there's a few of those, doesn't there?
Yeah. But in terms of the magazine itself, chaps, then, because obviously it ran from 1984 to 1991, so it had a good run right through the Spectrum's life, and then it descended its circulation then when games were starting to dwindle. Some of the magazines lasted longer. But people moved on to Atari STs or Amigas or even the consoles by the end of this period. But so that's a good run
For sure.
the magazine had. You know, so memories yourself, chaps. I'll start with you, Paul. I mean, how?
Yeah.
I know you're a Sinclair more fan, but obviously Crash still has a part in your life, yeah.
Oh, I mean, I bought them all, but it was very much based on when the cover tapes came, because it was such good value, and particularly at Christmas time. I mean, obviously this was before the cover tapes would feature. I mean, this one I've obviously read over the years. I was still too young. I would have been about 7 at this point, so I was more still with me Whizzer and Chips and things. Plus, plus, although I loved with my Spectrum, it was often for Christmas. I only usually got the toys, like Star Wars toys and things. Partly because obviously there's always less money for Christmas to go around, so my mum and dad used to, you didn't think about it then, but a lot of it was second-hand toys and things, you know, just to bolster it up, which of course you couldn't really do with, like, you know, buying video games and things. But what I tended to do is, when I was a bit older, I'd always used to get the cover tapes, you know, with the magazines, and used to love poring over them. And even when I got my Amiga, I was still picking up the Spectrum magazines, because I didn't desert my Spectrum, because a lot of the games were, you know, particularly in the early days of the Amiga, they were better. You know, because they had to, like, you know, the Amiga was having to do like dodgy Atari ST knockoffs.
I'm not biting.
I seen that coming there.
Too easy.
But yeah, no, I loved poring over this magazine. I read it for the episode, and they are special, aren't they? I mean, just like some of the massive full color adverts, and just so many memories of things. And of course this has like the awards and things, and that brought back loads of memories of some classic games. So and games I've completely I don't think I've ever played or but you know, intrigues me, like it's probably a rubbish game, but that Jasper
it's a brilliant game, Jasper.
Is it good? I've never ever played it, but I love the cover. Like, it's a full colour advert.
You've never played Derek Brewster's Jasper in your life?
No,
remedy that. It's fantastic.
Oh, right, okay. We'll have to go through. There's so many special episodes I need to play. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What about yourself, Al?
Yeah, I mean, memories certainly of the magazine back in the day, and it was like Paul was saying there, going back through it again this time, it was quite interesting. Loads of games I'd forgotten about. Loads of adverts in there that were very nostalgic. You know, Jasper being one of them. Again, I was always back in the day, you see the advert and you think, oh, it looks amazing. And then you see the actual graphics, you're like, oh, that looks really shit. Nothing like it whatsoever. But, you used your imagination back then, and a lot of the games were good. I also like looking at a lot of the sort of the tech stuff as well.
Yeah.
Back in the day, a modem. Oh my God. What am I going to do with that? Or some of the joysticks and some of the peripherals that you could get for these things. And very nostalgic to sort of look back through some of these things. I know it's one that Mictor is always posting, Silicon adverts and all that in our Discord chat, and getting very nostalgic for all those sorts of things. It's quite amazing to look back now.
No, it's good. I mean, the balance is obviously they didn't go full colour at this point.
No, so it's like a bit of a mix, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a mix of, and I don't mind. I quite like going back and reading the black and white reviews. I mean, one thing it doesn't capture then is ready to have a drink, everyone. The vibrant colours of the spectrum and the black and white, almost photocopy look of some of the reviews. But the Crash Smash games were all given the colour feature, or the vast majority, as you said, the adverts were. That's up to the advertiser. Yeah, if you want it in colour, you can pay for it. So
it's strange, though, isn't it? That's like some of their own articles that they write, where they've got pictures of people in them that they chose black and white for those and not colour. But
the way I read magazines these days and get the PDF on the tablet and thumb through it in that way, so to speak, and it's just great reading the enthusiasm of the reviews or the articles. And I think you're right, that as much as there's many adverts on it, it's all the big companies, from Gremlin Graphics to Ultimate to Beyond Software, you name it, they're all there advertising it. Good things that I maybe skipped through back in the day on, say, the modem for the Spectrum, but retrospectively reading it now, and it's a precursor to internet and dial-up and whatnot else. It existed at the very early iterations of downloading software by dial-up or anything like that. It's actually quite fascinating reading it, considering the world we're in now, where it's almost instant internet with the speeds we've got. It's really fascinating in that sense. The different types of interfaces you can plug in the back of the Spectrum, whether it be the kind of microspeech or the programmable interface that wasn't Sinclair or Kempson, which was the two kind of standards back then, where there's a big one there where you had to, there was flying leads, and there was a whole keyboard on the back where you plug the leads. So if the game was QAOP and spacebar, you can put the flying leads into the same keys, and your joystick was mapped to that. Just learn to use keys. Don't play the bloody joystick. So yeah, lots of great memories for the magazine. I mean, from that point on then until probably for me about 1990, I subscribed and got every single issue. Just loved this magazine. And who can... I mean, we've not mentioned it yet, but the artwork by Oliver Frey, Ollie Frey,
beautiful.
How fantastic his style beyond anyone else's. Front covers of all the Crash magazines were absolutely fantastic. And this one's no exception, with Santa giving all Christmas presents to the aliens. aliens! So... really good. I don't think there's a bad cover he did. I just loved them all, and it was something to look forward to as well. It really stood out on the magazine shelves beyond any other magazine at the time. This man had style and flair and complete ability to create noticeable and compelling magazine front covers. He was just an artist, a true artist.
Yeah, definitely. And so it is a beautiful cover, isn't it? It's with the, essentially you've got like Father Christmas giving a present to an alien, isn't it? And there's all these...
Were you listening 2 seconds ago when we went aliens, aliens, aliens?
He was coughing.
He must have been coughing. There he goes.
Sorry, I missed it.
Yeah. Each of the individual aliens in that, just their different own characteristics, different charm, all playing. They're all getting spectrums. There's one sitting in the snow where it looks like a rubber keyboard. Spectrum is sitting playing, and it's great. If only we can get AI art to make things in this style, but that's never going to happen ever.
I just thought it was funny. It looks like you've got Darth Vader mid line, like 4 or 5 back. Looks just like him.
Yeah.
No such thing as copyright, right?
Shh, we don't mention that in the 80s. There's so much rip-offs then.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool. Okay, chaps, let's get on to the games because we've got quite a bit of a selection here. Okay, so the very first game that was reviewed, and well, I'm going to go in alphabetical order, sorry. I'll say that first, so it's not in the first game reviewed, but the first game on our list reviewed in this very particular issue of Crash is Astronut by Software Projects, written by Patrick Richmond. He'd done other notable games of Robot Riot and Thruster. I don't know if anyone's played any of these, but start off with a Software Projects game is the Roger Tisserman art. Now, Roger Tisserman was, paid by Software Projects to pretty much do the vast majority of their cassette covers, and he has a very unique cartoony style. I love all of his artwork, from Jet Set Willy, Manic Miner, everything like that. He just has a very unique blend of cartoony styles that I miss. I wish PlayStation games and Xbox games and Switch games, whatever, you go into CX or Game or wherever, I wish the games looked like this with the front covers. I think they'd sell more than the absolute bore-arse covers that they have these days. They're absolutely soulless, in my opinion.
Definitely got a nice. It's got a nice bit of style to it, hasn't it? It's quite funny.
Definitely. So, what is Astronut? It's a ladders and levels platform game where you play a little spaceman that needs to push blocks from wherever they're placed on the tiers of the platforms onto the sort of landing bay pads, if you want to call it that, for, I don't know, I didn't read the instructions, exporting the spaceship. I'm going to say that, right? So it just provides this challenging level where you can't jump yourself. So you have to, so think games like Frankenstein, if you've ever played that in the Spectrum, something a bit more popular, where you need to use things to make you jump up. So in Frankenstein, there's springs. In this one, there's interplanetary volcanoes that you walk over and it leaps you up to the other platforms. In each of the levels, there's alien creatures and laser beams and whatnot, making your life difficult. So it's all just about the timing, avoiding them, evading them, pushing the blocks, getting them down, getting them on the landing pad, and timing everything perfectly, all while your timer is counting down, which makes it a lot more difficult. As always, these games always have time. There's no, patience on these things. I'll wait on my time for that thing passing. You start watching where it be an oxygen counter moving down. It's like, sugar, I better move on a bit fast. It's very old school to me, obviously inspired by games that were better, where it be your Manic Miner or such like. But I do think it's got its own charm. It's not going to be the greatest game in the world, but I played it for a hell of a lot more time than I thought I did, because you just get frustrated by yourself about, again, I said the impatience of waiting, because there's these laser beam platforms that load, okay? When you jump in the volcano, it's all about the timing to land on those or not, depending on what height you want to get up to. And more times than not, you've timed it wrongly. And it's like, for goodness sake, I'm having to do this level again because I'm just rushing it, you know? So, but no, a decent cartoony, platformy like game. But yourself, Al, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I enjoyed it for sure. I just found it a weird mechanic that you couldn't jump yourself, but I totally get what it's doing. You know, you like you say, you walk over these little volcanoes which erupt and blow you up into the air. But I just kept looking for a jump key whenever I was trying to get away from from one of the baddies, which was my own fault, right? And I think, like you say, when you do die in this, it's because you've done something stupid most of the time, or you've not been paying attention, or, you know, it's always your own fault.
Yeah.
Which is quite good, right? It's not like we've got any janky controls going on, or it's not responsive or anything like that. So, yeah, you know if you've died, it's your fault.
Yeah. Drisky?
Yeah, I really liked it. I mean, it's kind of cool. The idea, isn't it? Like, there's a cargo ship that's bringing all supplies to the planet, and then it gets destroyed, and you get basically voted to go and collect all the cargo. And I just like it's quite unique. I've not played a game a bit like this where you actually have to push the block through the level to a certain point. It's just to add something more to your usual platformer. And there's nice variety to the levels, both the monsters.
Really good variety, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you think of its age. And I like the dragons that you see in later on, and the space mouse and stuff like that. It's just nice range of aliens as well.
I think the game gets aliens. I think the game gets better on the further you go. It's usual that where level 1, level 2 are a bit meh. It could put most people off the game. They're not the best designed levels, but the further you go on, there's, as you said, bigger sprites. These dragons that spit the fireballs to you. There's not one level really the same, which I really like about this. You know, a lot of games there's real repetition. Yeah, there's repetition in terms of pushing the blocks, but how you do it in each of the levels and what you have to avoid.
Every level's very different, right, from each other.
I think one of the things they mentioned on the review, which I thought made me smile, but I agree with, is it's a shame that they didn't give names to each of the levels. It would have been nice.
There's something brilliant about that, Paul. You're bang on with that. So, I mean, obviously my early memory of that is Matthew Smith's Manic Miner. So you've got the Central Cavern, the Cold Store, the Menagerie, Eugene's Lair, you name it, or Jet Set Willy. You've got all the zany names of all the locations you visit. And so many games like that had that back in the day, and I miss that. I think there should be a law where you're playing Tomb Raider or where you're playing, Pilot Wings or Mario or anything. Everything needs a room name, a room title. Absolutely, it needs to come out, and it needs to be bonkers and batshit crazy as well.
It does add to the charm, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I really like this. It was just completely new to me, so it was great.
All right, cool.
Yeah, me too.
So, I mean, Crash itself, right? Let's give some of the criticisms they said. So, they said Astronaut lives up to software project standards, has some excellent graphics and imaginative ones. The game itself is very playable and has that magical, addictive quality about it. It's not Manic Miner or Jet Set Willy, but it's still excellent. In some ways, even better. I'm doubting that. Like bigger and more colourful graphics. Well, we did allude to that, so that's another winner from software projects. It's a pretty, as you said, Paul, there, it's a pity the screens don't have names. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So it was awarded 81% back at this point. Maybe slightly generous. I do really like it. personally, even back then, I would have kind of given it a 70% score rather than the 80s. It's got issues in terms of, I think it's a bit flickery.
Yeah,
Slightly jerky in movement.
I think some of the other magazines probably called it a bit better with some of their reviews, right? So, like you say, they gave quite high.
Yeah.
There was a few others that gave them like 7 out of 10, which I was like, that's probably
which is not a bad or any wrong score
good.
by any
Still
means.
good,
yeah. But no, really enjoyable. Really liked that one. So if you like your platformers, I would suggest moving on. Start that again. I would suggest giving this one a try. It's not the best in the world, but I think if you've not played it, I think you'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's move on to our next game, people. Eyes down for your next number. And this is Backpacker's Guide to the Universe, Part 1. So, fans of The Pyramid, Doomsday Castle, well, this is the next game. And, well, it's not even a trilogy because there was meant to be Part 2 as well, but unfortunately that never manifested. So we do have a trilogy of Ziggy games. Ziggy was the main star, little travelling spaceman. So in the Pyramid and Doomsday Castle, he was in his little bubble craft ship where, just got to blast them aliens. Going to say aliens all night, I think. And I loved both of those games. And then when I got Backpackers back in the day, it was very different indeed. And a lot more difficult game to understand and how to play it. So, what have you do in this game? So, as I said, Ziggy is out his spaceship, and he's pretty much a David Bellamy type person who must wander about collecting the creatures that are trapped in cages. But the trouble with the creatures trapped in the cages is they have needs. So you have this wonderful vacuum backpack that seems to be able to suck them in. And you get them in there and you need to know their needs. They get hungry. They're not compatible with this or whatever. They have allergies. This is where side B of the cassette comes in. You need to load that up. Obviously can't do that at the same time, so that's a bit frustrating. So you need to study that, I would say, first before even playing the main game. And it tells you all this the statistics on the creatures that you can collect in the game and what they like to eat, like a rodent-like thing likes to live in long grass. So if you get the rodent in your backpack, you need to find long grass in the map, in the labyrinth to put in it as well. But there's crystals to find and so forth. Would you believe that all the creatures you collect have no use in Part 1 whatsoever? They have a whole thing to play in Part 2, which is even more annoying that the game didn't manifest, because what is to become of these creatures that have all collected, all your Pokemon cards? This is the thing. Pokemon wasn't a thing back then, was it? And we're all putting them in your pocket and I'll use this later, and Powerball. But
it is purgatory forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So how the game works is you can fly about in your jetpack, or you can land and walk. And there's lots of things blocking your way. So you can pick up TNT and put it down and blow it up and get your route. It's just a whole maze game in a underground dwelling in a alien planet somewhere in the middle of nowhere, where it's complete exploratory in that sense, and trying to figure things out. The instructions on the inlay cassette were scant. This was a game, I remember, I was like, what am I meant to be doing here? It's absolutely frustrating in that way, even reading the magazine. If you read between the lines...
I felt with this.
Yeah. If you read between the lines in the magazine reviews, clearly they didn't have a clue how to play it, because they didn't even go into that at all. They just puffed it up with needless waffle rather than explaining how to play the game. I've probably things I'm still not doing yet on this correctly.
Yeah, probably. I was very similar. Didn't know what the hell I was doing, and just walked around a bit aimlessly to begin with. I ended up, after I read a couple of wiki pages on it, and watched a YouTube video as well to see what someone was doing. It's like, okay, yeah. But like you say, a bit of a shame that all the lovely creatures you do collect and save and take back to the ship, no point to them now.
No.
Well, I feel a lot better after you describing. If I'd known the purpose of the game was to fly around and suck off aliens.
Whoa. I'm not sure that's what he said.
These lime sips are actually making Drisky more risky.
Oh, wow.
I was a little disappointed because I was hoping for more Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy references and stuff.
Yeah, hence the sort of the name title like that, Drisky.
Yeah. But really, I mean, it's just a cute name rather than, I was hoping it had more like callbacks to that book. But it's very nice. I like the visuals.
I like the visuals. Yeah, very colourful.
I saw a few folk complaining about the animation of your main sprite as well. I mean, he has got the skinniest legs in the world.
I've got them too.
He needs to go to do a bit of leg day occasionally, maybe.
You need fat hobbit legs like me, Kingy. That's what you need to. Yeah.
He's got Bernie Clifton legs.
Well, he's got a jetpack, to be fair, so maybe he doesn't need legs. I don't know.
Yeah, that's his trouble. He's been too much time floating about.
Well, maybe like if you're born in space, your legs would.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
Too much analysis, guys.
I'm thinking about it too much now. Just enjoy it. Come on, play the game and enjoy it, man.
It's a puppet.
Yeah, I just flew around having a blast, but no idea what I was doing. Because it didn't make sense. A lot of the things there's like ovens and
TNT or
Yeah. I think that's the point. There's probably a lot against, especially having a pirate copy of these things back in the day. You did just arse about in the games, just sandboxed it to a degree because you could just mucked about, explored what new things can I find. I don't care about the game's purpose. This is especially back in the day when you got your first computer, it's just taking you to new alien worlds, isn't it? And you're just like, I'll just have a nosy about, explore, just role play, whatever.
I do lament these simpler times, isn't it? Where it's just don't have the time for things like that these days, isn't it? We're all, we get frustrated too easily these days.
Yeah, I know. So cool. So, in terms of what Crash said about this, then, and I'll just go to one of the criticisms. And there's always 3 crits in Crash. I'm just going to choose one at random. And someone said, "At last, Backpackers has arrived, and with it, even longer awaited return of Ziggy. When you see Backpackers, you will see it has truly amazing graphics, which would benefit just about any game. Backpackers has ingredients for a really great game." This guy says games a lot, doesn't he? No sound though, and that's the thing. It was completely devoid of sound altogether. Did you notice that? I thought, did I get a buggy?
Okay, I checked that and then watched some YouTube videos of it as well, and it's like, there's definitely no sound. That's good. Yeah,
no sound at all. Ziggy, a brilliant plot, and not forgetting the weird and wonderful creatures which inhabit the caverns of exile. But sadly, the game didn't grab me. That's a typo there. Really grabbed me. I don't know why, but I just didn't find enough action in the game to keep me compelled for long. But with that said, it's still an enjoyable program, which I'm sure many will like. So, it is. I think it's a hit and miss game. You've got to like Bob Hamilton's games, I think. Pyramid was more a shooter, obviously, same with Doomsday Castle. Very different games, even those two. It's nice that he didn't just repeat the same thing with some additions and you're just playing a rehash of the game before with some extra weapons or what. They're very much different games, and that's good to see.
Yeah, I love Doomsday's Castle. I've not played it. Again, this was another one completely new to me, and I've not played any of the Ziggy ones either. So.
Oh wow! All right, okay.
Yeah, I've come to realise because I guess
it's that period, Paul. It's just before your time.
Yeah, exactly.
And none of these got released on Crash cover tapes.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, for the earlier ones, if it didn't get released on one of the cover tapes, I would have passed me by.
Yeah. So this scored 83%. Guys, would you agree with that?
I think it's
generous again.
high.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally, I found that I didn't enjoy this as much as the first one. For me, I actually would have put the Astronaut probably very close to 80. I put it about 78, and this probably about 73, maybe even
Lower.
70.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Agreed. Right, onto a big one here, chaps. It's Boulderdash. So Boulderdash obviously was released first on the Atari 8-bit, and that was done by Dua Lipa's brother Peter. No laughing at that? Okay. No humour there. You're humorous, guys.
I was sniggering. I had to wait a while for it to come out.
Drisky's believing me. That's how much the lemsip's taking effect on him. So it was ported. I mean, it's a huge hit. It's a massive hit. So we've seen it on the Atari 8-bit, and I first played it on the Commodore 64 with my friend Harry across the road, and I was absolutely smitten. I still insist it's the best game on the Commodore 64, bar none. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. So I was so excited that the Spectrum version of this came out just that little bit later. But my goodness, apart from one thing, I think it's an absolutely fantastic port. So what is Boulderdash for the uninitiated? You play Rockford, a little ant underground, and it is a case of moving about in the dirt, collecting the gems. You have to collect enough, and it then activates the exit, and you get to that. But on way, there's many foes. Mostly is gravity and the rocks. So if you move under a rock, it will fall, basically. So if there's all the dirt is eaten all the way down, the boulder will fall all the way down. So it's all about judging your environment and moving about it very carefully, eating away. So you can imagine Dig Dug, which clearly, even though they say this game has not been inspired by Dig Dug, of course it bloody well has, you know. Or you can even look at Mr. Do, which is inspired by Dig Dug as well. It's that kind of similar thing, but rather than just a single screen game, it scrolls, and it's a big playfield. Not only are there problems with boulders, there's exploding firebugs, butterflies, and the very difficult amoeba. Now, the amoeba in this game is you've got to starve it of oxygen with trapment with boulders. It expires, and it itself turns into gems to get the right amount. So there are later levels, it's more tricky. But again, a game from the letters A to Z. Absolutely fantastic level design all the way through. I know all the levels blind because I played it so much. I was so pleased I got it on the Spectrum, and it's still one of my most favourite games on it. I mean, what about you guys?
The game I probably remember the best as well, actually, on the Commodore 64, when my mate's house at lunchtimes, and I played this recently as well. Actually, I love the game. It's really good. I love how your little character taps his foot impatiently as you don't move. That's quite a nice little touch. And the scrolling's not bad actually for the Spectrum. It's a little bit jumpy, and you almost lose yourself at the edge of the screen sometimes.
There's only one you can wander out the screen with the scrolling, because Spectrum doesn't have hardware scrolling. That's its issue. So therefore, you can run out of it. It is jerky. Yeah. It's the only downside. Apart from that, it's bloody marvelous.
But if you're careful, if you plan your route well, like you say, then
you learn it.
You learn that you're not going to fall foul of that too often. But I love this game. Really, really good. Good fun. graphics are fairly simple, obviously, right? But and the amoeba, trying to trap the amoeba within all the rocks as well, very hard. It's hard to get back out of that. That's my problem. I end up
trap yourself with
doing
the amoeba.
And they're like, oh shit. And then as I start to try and get all the diamonds, I watch they don't fall on top of my head. It's tricky little game, but really good fun as well.
Cool. Drisky?
Yeah, I mean, Boulderdash is a classic, and I've not really spent much time on the Spectrum version. I sort of came to it on other systems, and obviously all the countless knockoffs you got on the Amiga was when I truly fell in love with it. But yeah, I mean, it is so good, the level designs, and there's something about the Spectrum palette that just works with a game like this because it's so clearly defined the colours. It doesn't bleed into it like a lot of the other systems can do. So, yeah, I had a really good time with it. You're right, jerky scrolling is probably the only downside you could take it, but with this sort of game, you can cope with that. Really, just awesome game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm very pleased actually. That's because I've been playing Ant Stream again because I got the lifetime, and they've got all the pretty much all the versions of all the Boulderdash games, including Boulderdash 3 and all the others. So yeah, so it's great playing these games again. Because did you see, just as an aside, did you see the god awful, was it the 30th or 40th anniversary edition that they released?
Yes.
Awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I don't know how you could screw up a game like this, but they did, just by doing lazy non-pixel graphics. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the aesthetics at all, I'm afraid, with this new one. I remember you sent me a link to that, and there was a few expletives sent your way.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, I was the same way, and I was gutted because I was quite looking forward to, playing an updated Boulderdash, but because it is nice with Rockford, isn't it? The little character, the little ant thing.
It was an expensive one though, I thought, as well, right? Back in the Spectrum days.
No. The Ultimate games are far more. I think I got this for $6.95 or something like that.
Well, that's not so bad then.
Yeah, well, $7.95. That's what it went for. Retail is $7.95. Yeah, so nothing too pricey. Here's one of the comments on Crash. Here's somebody who doesn't know his arcade games. So, what a strange game this is at first, with no obvious connection to anything else I've ever seen. Well, he's never seen Dig Dug or Mr. Do, so he's fully pish. The idea is totally and completely original. A weird sense of strategy, forward planning, and arcade skill are the qualities needed to play this game. If you don't possess one of those skills, then forget it. I found Boulderdash immensely enjoyable, not because of its originality and weird sense of humour, but because of its compulsive playing ideas. But you still get the flavour that people were blown away with this, and rightfully so. It was given 93%, which is a very high accolade at the time, but I can see why.
Oh, I'd agree with that, definitely. I'd be upset if it was not in the 90s.
Yeah, for sure. The offer, so obviously for this one, it was Chris Gray that ported this. He done all the Boulderdash games, including construction kit for the Spectrum as well, so he remained with that all the way through. But equally did Fiendish Freddy's, if you remember that, and the Spectrum version of Infiltrator, which is a huge popular Commodore helicopter game. All the Commodore guys love Infiltrator. I don't know one that doesn't. It's a massive one. Never played it on the Spectrum, to be honest. Not my kind of thing.
So he did the Spectrum port, not the
the Spectrum port. Yeah, the Spectrum port. Yeah. So cool.
Cool.
Right, chaps. On to the next game then. So I love this next one. Absolutely, there's a special place in my heart for this, and this is Cyclone by Vortex Software. Offer, Costa, Panii, or however you pronounce it. We've never decided, Paul, how we actually pronounce it properly. Probably doing his name an injustice by pronouncing it wrong. I mean, it sounds like Costa Panini, and that's £5 in Starbucks these days, but that's by the by.
Sounds tastier.
Obviously, the man behind Android 1 and 2, TLL, Alien Highway, Highway Encounter, Deflector, endless very original and unique games. So
Yeah.
he goes down in history. I say he is that a dev? Is that a company? Is that a person? I don't know. That's my ignorance here. Sorry about that, folks. But love this game. Using a similar engine or adapted engine from TLL, you control a rescue helicopter which you must pick up the inhabitants of islands, rescue them from the onset of a cyclone that comes its way. And as a very much random nature, you don't know where it's going to be. You start off in the landing pad, you can press M for the map, and you can see where it is and see where you are, and you go, right, I can know it's in the northwest, I'm going to go southeast, go away from it or whatever, and start rescuing people there. So you fly over them, you can crash into buildings, so you have to watch your altitude because it's a 3D isometric game. Brilliantly that you can flip perspective from north and south or whatever, rotate it to see from different angles. You get to the right height, go over the little matchstick men, citizens of the islands, and your little grappling hook comes down, picks them up, winches them up, and take them off, land them in the main base, and just continuing going along the islands, avoiding the cyclone. But if you get caught by it, then it gets intense because you have to fight against the keyboard. You know, it goes left, it goes right, and eventually if you get into the eye of the storm, your helicopter just gives up, spins round and crashes. So the best thing to do if the cyclone is coming in your direction, land. And you've got to land softly. If you land hardly, you destroy your helicopter as well.
Which I never understood, because surely the eye of the storm is the best place to be.
So they say.
Who's ever lived to tell the tale? I don't know.
Exactly that. I was about to say that. Yeah, for sure. But what a game it is. Colourful, lovely 3D graphics. Immensely playable. And I just played this a hell of a lot back in the day. I'll go to you first, Al.
Yeah, I just reiterate everything you've said there. It was really good fun. I did not expect it when I first started this game.
So this is new to you, this one. You've not played this
was
part.
new to me, yeah. I haven't played this before. And I thought it looked at the beginning truly awful. I thought, what am I doing with this? I mean, some funny names for the islands. You know, Banana Island. It's not even like a banana. What's it talking about? It doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was oddly good fun. And like you say, just trying to fight against the storm, rescue your little dudes. I love the animations for the little people as well. They're a little, you know,
keep fit exercises, doing star jumps
exactly.
on the ground.
Doing star jumps and squats. It's great. It's very good for them to keep them fit. So no, it was surprisingly playable. Actually, I enjoyed this.
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with this when we covered it a few years back, wasn't it? You called it out, and it is just so good. The Spectrum palette works so well. The actual gameplay is just really good, and it's a great sense of exploring. You get that sort of sense, and all the yellow houses, and I just love the Spectrum color palette. You know, and
is it vibrant enough for in this one? I don't know.
It's vibrant, definitely vibrant. Yeah.
That's good.
And for those who want to keep drinking, it's vibrant. But no, I really enjoyed this one. And you know, just showed it's the sort of game that wouldn't have looked as good on any of the other systems. I don't know if they were other versions on other systems.
No, it's just unique to the Spectrum version.
And you know, I think it was using the Spectrum strength, and I really enjoy this one. I would love to see someone like try to take the sort of graphics and do something a bit more like Desert Strike. I mean, I know you hate the game, but
yeah.
Well, I like it, so there you go.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, be cool. But yeah, no, really good. So amazing. I didn't realise. I always forget how early this one came out. Really, you know, the fact that it was 84. You know, at the beginning of January 85 is stunning. Really.
Yeah, really good. I think it stood the test of time, and it's really. I can go back and play this just as much today and get equally as much fun out of it as I did all those years ago. Now, let's see what Crash said about it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. 1, 2, or 3. Give me a. Don't say 2 though. It's bigger.
3.
What? Oh, thank you. That's the shortest.
You're welcome.
Listen, the helicopter is very good. Okay.
The end. That's
Well
it.
done. The way the rotors go. And it's very detailed. Sounds like a primary kid writing this one.
It's amazing you wouldn't think it. They just got kids off the street.
I know.
Reviews.
So the helicopter is very good, the way the rotors go, and it's very detailed. In particular, the shadow on the surface of the sea or the ground is excellent. Yeah, so that allows you to ascertain your height. The shadow comes more prominent the more closer you get to the ground. I also like the way you have to wrestle with the controls when you're near the Cyclone. It's very realistic. Oh, do you have experience? Do you? First-hand experience. The use of north and south views is useful, especially when the boxes are hidden on a beach or under. Yeah, there's boxes and crates to pick up as well. I forgot to say that. So that's right. There's perspective issues. The north and south flipping allows you to see a better angle, especially into coves when you're going down. The graphics are very good and make playing the game more interesting. Collecting refugees, and crates is actually more exciting than zapping the dots in TLL. But generally, I don't think it's very addictive because there isn't enough action involved. Ew. So ultimately, Crash gave this 79%. I think that's a low score. As much as I love TLL and it's fast and I love the blowing up the targets with your sonic boom, I think this is a better game personally. Always have done.
Yeah. I mind you, I do love TLL, but
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I would put both of them in the sort of like low 90s. Personally, I think they're really good.
This should have been a Crash Mash. Absolutely, I don't agree with finding it boring or any sense. And
I think any of the scores that are in the 70s, I think, are just wrong there. Like playability wise, getting started, addictive qualities.
Yeah, for sure.
Not accurate.
Yeah, maybe it was his first-hand experience of flying a helicopter that put him off because it just wasn't.
That's what it was. It wasn't quite realistic enough for what he was used to in a Cyclone.
Not enough kaboom, boom, 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 boom.
Not enough shooting, perhaps. That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. This game's not about that.
No.
Can't lament something a game's not about.
He's a school kid, isn't he?
Yeah. Reviewed The Hobbit. And there's Frodo never brought his laser gun enough. Take that, Gandalf. Pew pew.
After that, did it say reviewed by, was it Chris, age 7.5 or something?
Probably. Next game.
Yep.
Listen to this theme tune.
Well, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with fire up. I've never been with anything less than a 9. So fine, I've been on fire with Sally Field, gone fast with a girl named Bo, but somehow they just don't end up as mine. It's a death-defying life I lead. I take my chances. I die for living in the movies and TV. But the hardest thing I ever do is watch my leading ladies kiss some other guy while I'm bandaging my knee. I might fall from a tall building, I might roll a brand new car, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star.
Yes, everyone, it's the Fall Guy. Oh man, it's been years. Who loved the Fall Guy?
Loved
show?
it. Loved it.
I'm the unknown stuntman that made Redford such a star. Yeah,
I'm not joining in.
No, don't bother.
We'll get the show canned.
Did you watch it as well, Paul?
I've never, still to this day, 'cause obviously this is another one we covered, and I've still not watched the TV show.
TV show wanker.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did watch the terrible film.
Oh, please.
They did, which was
I lasted 10 minutes on that and went, get that shit off. What the fuck? Why does what's his name, get employed in films?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, TV series. I just remember
whatever his name is.
I think we'd have a chippy every every night that was on, the weekend, and
Yeah.
have that. And I remember we go to it was our one treat for going to the newsagents and picking one of our favourite sweets as well. So you're like,
Yeah, it was
very
great.
nostalgic. Great program.
But were you a fan of Lee Majors with the $6 Million Man prior to that?
Not so much. I don't know if I'm too young. That's probably impossible to say that. But
Same
I don't
age as
remember
me,
that so
so
much.
I remember
I
it.
don't remember that as much.
Yeah, okay.
Don't know, I was probably watching something else at the time. I don't know. But this was my sort of first memories really of him. But I love the Fall Guy. It's great.
But it doesn't matter. The game's nothing to do with the
It's
TV
not.
show.
Well, as I'm sure we're going to come to in a second.
So anyway, a very quick nutshell for those that aren't familiar with the Fall Guy. American TV show starring Lee Majors, and he, very much like the A-Team and anything like that back in the day, it was very much a cookie cutter approach where there was a victim of the week, and he used his abilities of being a Hollywood stuntman for whatever reason to rescue the damsel in distress or whomever. And that was pretty much the premise of the TV show. Unfortunately, the video game didn't follow suit with this. You were doing Hollywood takes, leaping from moving vehicle to moving vehicle. So the first level, you jump off the railway bridge onto a moving train, jumping between the carriages. And you've just got to survive enough leaps and not bang into that bloody bird to get enough movie footage. And then you went on to the next level. And then it was mine carts, and then it would be barges and whatnot else.
Tanks and
tanks and
trucks. And that was my problem. That was my problem with this. It was just the same shit again and again. Just a different thing you were jumping on. That was it.
Yeah. And Paul and I have covered this game previously. And
you probably said all this already. Actually, the animation of him jumping was not bad. To be fair, that was all right. But the rest of it was just rinse and repeat. The same.
yeah, there's something
rubbish.
about it though that you get into the groove of the jumping. You can either fundamentally bugger it up and just die and don't get this game, or go for it and it's just left, right, and jump, and get into the flow. And it's kind of, it's like a precursor to these cheap mobile phone games that you get where you just groove based and you get into the flow of it and you can get a feel for it. And I actually liked it back in the day. I actually really enjoyed it. Didn't really consider it the Fall Guy, apart from name only, but as a kind of arcade-like platforming, I don't know how to describe it, thing. I got into it back in the time. Going back now, oh Jesus, God awful.
And I think that's unfortunately where I'm coming from. I don't remember playing this back in the day. And I'm playing it now thinking, what a pile of poop.
Yeah. What about yourself, Paul?
I wouldn't say pile of poop. It's got some nice. There is something about it where for that quick go and can I get a little bit further, but it's very short bursts. You could not really play this for more than 10 minutes without saying. Losing the will to live.
Oh, I played it for hours back in the day. That was the thing, right? To be better and get further on. Me and my brother was sitting a Sunday for the entire day playing this exclusively. But I kid you not.
I think, but when you were kids, though, right? That was quite an easy thing to do, especially with a sibling. It was like just to get one up on them, and you would spend hours, days, weeks just trying to better them by a point, and then rub it in their face and wait for them to try and come back at you. So
it's better than Knight Rider on the Spectrum.
It is that. Yeah. I mean, poor Paul and I went through all the American TV show games.
I remember. Yeah.
That was hard. That was hard going.
It was a hard one.
It was hard going. It was good fun. It was good. You got to come in with that with a different mindset and a bit tongue in cheek. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think actually we were really favourable because we were just so glad to have a semi-playable game to play when it came to this one.
It wasn't as bad as the British TV show one. That was even worse. EastEnders, for goodness sake.
Oh God, that was awful. That EastEnders.
The game itself, so that was written by Andy Williams and Rory Green. Their notable games were Bombjack, Cockatony Wolf, Frank Bruno's, all released on the Elite label, which the Fall Guy is equally on as well. So they've done some good games. Bombjack on the Spectrum is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, so let's go into the Crash review of the Fall Guy. 1, 2, or 3
It was
chaps.
a pile of poop.
1, 2, or 3. 1. You may wonder, well, it's
I did.
like anything in like the TV series, and the answer is yes.
What? This
In a
person's
way,
drunk.
in a way. The idea couldn't have been simpler. Just jump and land in the right places while avoiding flying objects. I think they're ducks. That may sound easy, but on screen, a different technique for jumping and timing is required. The graphics are all large, cheerful in colour, and detailed. All the movement graphics do so in a smooth, flicker-free action and do not allow any slow pace either. Great tunes. Fall Guy seems to have plenty of playability in it, but I just thought just jumping, timing, and jumping again isn't very compulsive content for me. More likely to be a success with younger games players. So this got 76%. Probably about right for its time.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm judging it through today's eyes, and that's not what I should do, right? Because it's not great. But yeah, maybe a little bit on the high side for me.
Yeah.
No,
It takes
I
me
would say
back.
I would say 60% for me, if you were, and that's being a little bit generous.
It's
I
hard
mean,
to tell.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. If I was reviewing it for the way I felt about it back then, somewhere in the 70s, I think I would have given it. Because I played a lot of worse games. That's the whole thing. I had far more major disappointments than this back in the day.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, we've heard about some of the ones you set on fire. So yes.
Shh. Wait till Time Team discover that, right? That makes for a fun episode in 100 years' time, okay?
Exactly.
When they resurrect Tony Robinson. Right. Okay, enough said on that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Apart from when you die, it plays the chain from Fleetwood Mac. Dum, 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 dum. Right. Fred's Fan Factory is next. And everybody wants to skip that, so we'll move on to the next game. I'm only joking. The silence said it all. So, what Fred's Fan Factory was actually a budget, another early budget game. Software Super Savers Limited was Software Projects budget label. I don't know. A lot of people don't know that. So the game was written by Pat Norris. His notable game was Spellbound, not the Magic Night game, but the Qbert-like one by Beyond Software. Anyone remember that? You will, Paul.
I don't know.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, although, yeah, I always put it down as the not good.
Not good version.
Spellbound. Not the Magic Night Spellbound. I would say.
Yeah. So what is Fred's Fan Factory? And no, he doesn't have troves of people that adore him hanging outside like groupies outside his stage door each night. You'd literally have to save balloons that move in a maze of spikes and jaggy things, and you can pull the pull cords off the corresponding coloured fans to blow them in the direction so that they can safely escape out the top hatch at the very top of the screen. I thought I liked this back in the day, and I haven't played it since back in the day, chaps. But when I did get this, it was just on a pirate tape. I thought it was great fun, colourful graphics, very spectrumy looking, moving about, pulling these cords. Didn't care that I lived or died playing the game. I had moving sprites on the screen, and that was enough for me when I first got my Spectrum. That's the trouble, isn't it? You're just easily amused, easily entertained. Going back this now with jaded adult eyes, oh my God, I get the basic arcade premise of the game is there. That whole tapper, stressful element in a game, you know, where there's the spinning plates, so to speak, to manage the level, running back and forth between all the chords, make sure the balloons even can't collide with each other or they explode. It just absolutely stresses me out, and I find it nigh on impossible to play for many reasons. One, the balloons come thick and fast, makes it more difficult, and getting pixel perfect on the ropes to pull them down to make the fans spin. More times than not, I failed and wasn't exactly in the position I needed to be. Same feelings?
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
I think when I first fired it up, I thought, this is quite good fun, actually. This is quite novel. And then a few minutes in, no, this is really frustrating now. I kept missing the chords or not being quite in the right place or mistime it and the balloons pop on the spikes. Yeah, so whilst it started off that I thought this looked pretty fun and quite different as well. I think just those two little things, that need for pixel perfect placement underneath the pull chords, and maybe you get better at that the more you play it, right? Maybe that's just me.
Probably.
But I found that tricky. So
Yeah, I mean it's I'm very similar. When you start playing it, you think, this is like a unique idea, quite interesting. It's kind of like Bubble Ghost, but meets Tapper. But I think one of the problems is that because the balloons come thick and fast, it's got really difficulty spikes, and it does feel that level of stress, don't you, that you have with games like Tapper, which I've never been much of a fan of. But
good, love the use of our fan there a few times there. That was great. Couldn't let that go.
Yeah, it's OnlyFans.
I'll tell you what, I just ultimately I wasn't a fan.
Yeah, the premise is there, isn't it? It's just not executed very well. That's its issue. So, what did Crash say then? 1, 2, or 3? Paul, you choose.
Sorry, 1, 2, or 3, but don't choose 2 or 1. Yeah.
5.
I'll choose 3.
Choose 3. The longest one, right? Fred's Fan Factory would have been a really good game if it had been a bit more playable. The idea is novel, but there are two serious failings. The first is that the level of difficulty has been twisted up just a bit too much to make the game enjoyable to play. And the second is it's very hard to position Fred properly to activate the fan switch. This just makes the level of frustration too high to continue being bored with the game. A pity, because the idea is good and the sort of skill needed is interesting. Yeah, that's accurate. I think they've nailed that. Exactly what we've said there. And Crash awarded it a paltry score of 44%. I'm not going to dispute that.
No, I think that's pretty fair, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It has potential, but it just they haven't run with it.
And I know because I had to go and watch videos myself. There's a little sort of crow like, you know, the shuriken thing that he brings out of the lava and crow, the blade thing that spins. There's something like that fires about the screen on level 2, but beyond that, who knows? But there's no change to the mazes or anything like that. The game needs to be realised way more than what it is.
Yeah, agree.
Right, enough of that. Let's move on to something bigger. Night Lord.
And better.
Bigger and better. Night Lord, everyone. Come on.
Night Lord.
I mean, Night Lord by Ultimate Play the Game. The offers for the game always cloaked in mystery, but obviously the Stamper brothers were involved with this, but they never listed credits on their games, which gave their titles much more mystique. Very expensive box games back in the day, $9.95, even back in this period. That is a pricey game, but the cover art was exquisite. That whole werewolf face on the front cover, just with the orange amber colour, the marbled effect, and that, just really, really good game. So what is Night Lore? We've covered this so many times, so I'll be brief. It is a game that blew the gaming community, or the gaming world, away at this time on Crash as well. You had Sandy White's 3D Ant Attack, which had your isometric 3D game, but the 3D aesthetics that came through in Night Lore just was astounding at the time. And you played Saberman, continuing his adventures from Saberwolf. He's been cursed with the mark of the werewolf, where he transforms into one of them when the full moon is there, and you're exploring Castle Night Lore to find a cure. So the idea is to find the cauldron where the wizard resides. It shows you the item or the ingredient you need to find in the maze of rooms to plop into there as a progress to giving you a cure. So there's umpteen items once you plop. So I could say an old smelly boot, drop that in, and then next thing comes up as a wine bottle or a crystal ball, and they're scattered throughout the land. So you have to go in this isometric environment, leaping all over the place. There's crumbling blocks, jaggy things, portcullises moving down, blobs moving about, guards moving about. It just was so wonderful. I always go back to when I first played this, when I initially didn't buy it, and it was a pirate tape I had been given from a family friend. Naughty boy. And the journey of discovery on this C90 this was about game 3 or 4, whatever I loaded up, and I was like, wow, the games before it were okay and you were enjoying them. I think Fred's Fan Factory was on the same cassette, by the way. It would be, because it's the same time. And this came up, and it was like nothing else, absolutely nothing else. It was like, wow, just the atmosphere and how it sucked you into this game, and you were glued. And I still go back and get that feeling to this day yet. I'll go to you first, Paul, then. Obviously, we've said I've used this many a times, but
yeah, never heard of the game. No, it is. I mean, it is good. I mean, I guess because of the period when I came on the Spectrum, you obviously had your Head Over Heels,
yes,
and the Hydrofoil. There was so many also rans, weren't they? So I guess I mean, the Filmation must have, to see it when it first released, because obviously they've held back on this game, wasn't it? Because
rumour has it, and so they claimed.
Yeah, I mean, but it would make sense, because they knew it would affect the sales of Saberman, so was
Underwurlde.
Saberman, Underwurlde, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I amazing graphics, amazing game. I mean, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult going back to it today, because obviously
I don't get that. I still, there's no difficulty. There's a bit slow down, it gets busy, right? But when I played it for the podcast there and doing some recording, I was there again. I'd done the same thing. I put the light out in the man cave, right? Actually, I shit you not, the heating had went off. It was a bit later on, right? So it took me. This house gets cold quickly because it's an old house. When the heating goes off, you actually feel the heat dissipate rapidly. And I was like, oh my God, am I going to have to put socks on my freaking hands for gloves all over again, like that night when I played it way back in the 80s when I had no central heating in the middle of winter.
No, I know what you mean. It's a special game. It's a special game, and it changed how the Spectrum was perceived, and so many games took the idea, wasn't it, that this became such a staple of the Spectrum.
Yeah. Al?
It's very, very similar views to both of you, really. I mean, I agree with Paul. Going back to it now, I find my judgment's not great in some of the jumps, whereas I don't remember that when I was young. So it's probably just my old eyes failing me now. But and the animations are great. I love his transformation. You know, from human to wolf. Werewolf.
At the most inconvenient of times, under
always.
a portcullis, or as you're jumping over a spike.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like almost nose, you know. But yeah, I mean, you slow down back then. You were used to it, right? And when it was doing lots of stuff, and yeah, it's just such an iconic game and loads of fun.
I do wish you could do more destruction and kill things when you're the wolf, though.
The only difference to the wolf is when you are in the cauldron room, the mist, or whatever you want to call it, that comes out of the cauldron to tell you what object to get is like a heat-seeking thing that kills werewolves. You cannot be in that room when that happens. Otherwise...
I want Werewolf for London. I want to go around like ripping
killing
people
things
to shreds. Yeah. Otherwise, what's the point of being a werewolf?
Strange. Something strange about you there, Paul.
Well, I was convinced back in the day that the werewolf was able to jump further than Saberman. But
You probably just convinced yourself of that. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. But it seemed plausible, you know, and it would have been a sensible thing to think about at that time. But yeah. But anyway, it's people moan about it today. That
Who are these people?
I see it so many times that it's classed as a tech demo. No, it's not. It was a great game and it was revolutionary at its time. And for that respect, you know, tip of the hat to it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So what did Crash say about it? Okay, Al, back to you. 1, 2, or 3?
Oh, let's go for 1.
Number 1, right. Saberman is back, but this time he's back in glorious 3D. Nightlord is similar in appearance to Avalon, but the graphics are bolder. How dare you? That's it, I'm not reading that. They're insulting Avalon. With that said, Nightlord resembles nothing I've played before. It is fun, addictive, but to sum up in one word, it's brilliant. From what I can gather from the rhyming instructions, so they didn't understand the cryptic message. Anyway, so sorry, where was I? Rhyming instructions. So you've got to put back together a potion to stop yourself turning into a werewolf. And one of the excellent touches in this game is a transformation from man to beast and back again. After a while, I think I prefer the werewolf. Well, why? They don't explain it, these kids, do they?
Why? You couldn't kill anybody.
Follow that on. The people at Ultimate obviously have devious minds because you only have to look at some of the rooms to see how wicked they are. On a whole, I found Nightlore slightly more pleasing than Underwurlde for 2 reasons. It's slightly easier and it's not as frustrating. Once again, Ultimate have come up with the goods. Nightlore is sheer perfection. Get this for Christmas. You definitely won't regret it. Yeah, everyone, get it for Christmas. This year, 2025, get it.
or just play it.
Or just play it, yeah. Get it from World of Spectrum or Spectrum Computing, wherever. Okay, move on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. That's Paul's woken up again, everyone. He's on Limsit number 3. Yeah, that's it. Right, folks, Lode Runner. This is our next game. And, well, this was obviously a game that was initially released by Broderbund on the Apple II computers, but it was such a phenomenal success, it was probably converted into more computers, you know, whether it be Spectrums, Ataris, Commodores, Dragon 32s, you name it, whatever it was on, probably more than Tetris ever was released. It just was a worldwide sensation. And it takes the whole space panic idea and you play a little Matchstick Madness, run about collecting gold bars, up and down ladders and levels. Again, a game you can't jump on, and you can break away the blocks, like I said, in Space Panic, to make the baddies who are chasing you to fall down them and you can run over them. So the idea is to collect all the gold bars and get out of that level. Very basic graphics, but there's something, because of that then, it's not dated anymore than how dated it looked even back in the day. It's just this. It's Lode Runner. Everybody knows Lode Runner, and I think it's a great game. Guys, Almac, go to you first.
Love it. Love this game. Always loved it. It can be infuriating when you're, I don't mind trapping one or two of the guys. That's fine when it's quite simple. But when you've got to like cut your way down, maybe 4 blocks, then 3, then 2, then 1 to try to get to something that's hidden away. Those are the ones that need a bit more thought. But I love this game. It's brings back a lot of memories. I can't remember where I played this first actually, but it was a Spectrum or an Atari. I don't know, but I've played this on so many different platforms.
And there's not a bad
Fabulous.
version either.
I don't think there is. No, I think it's so simple. The levels can just stick with you as well, right? And the animations, whilst basic, they really capture, the little guys running, trying to climb back out the holes, falling as they fall with their arms up in the air. The little ropes to sort of swing across like you're in the Gladiators or something like that. Do you know? Yeah, that's what it's like. But and usually if you die in this again, it's of your own making because you're not paying attention. You've been cornered. The AI's normally pretty spot on as well in all the versions for this. So
really
bang
on game, lots of levels, really enjoyable.
I hope when we look in a minute, that's got like 100% because it's awesome.
Drisky?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. It's just that something about, but I will say, but something about the Spectrum version that just works, doesn't it? It's just, again, because of that Spectrum color palette and everything's so clear and visible, because you have that like higher res graphics. So although it's simple, you wouldn't want to change it really. In fact, it would, if in fact the arcade versions of things as good as they were.
So what you're saying is the guys that did Boulderdash, the 40th anniversary, don't do to this what you did to that.
Yeah. Well,
ruin it.
I mean, they did the arcade one a few years later, didn't they, of Lode Runner?
I don't like it.
It's good, but it doesn't need the graphics.
It doesn't need it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I feel robbed of what the game's about. If you upscale it in any means or give it more high fidelity and more pixels, it just doesn't work. The game needs to be matchstick men, basic blocks, basic ladders, and that's it. Nothing else. It's timeless.
Yeah, awesome game. I am curious to hear what they think. But I mean, let's just take we're sort of like through most of the show, but I mean, how amazing is this lineup, isn't it? I mean,
it's phenomenal.
I mean, you look at the relatively poor lineup this year with gaming, even though it's like infinitely more people play games now, and it was nothing like the special time of this, really.
No, suit and tie guys are deciding. The indie scene's where it's at for me, and always will be now. The AAA scene is just in a chokehold of what shareholders and stakeholders will think will sell and whatnot, and want to give people. This game would give me hundreds and hundreds of hours of longevity, and probably has over the years. I don't need a game that has a story that lasts that long and waffle and dialogue and whatnot. Just give me this. That's what I want.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I did pick up Sonic Crossroad Racing because I'm such a fan. But again, I'd always wait for the sale these days with AAA because there's just no way I can justify paying out like 80 quid for a game.
Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? It's as simple as that. Yeah,
but which is one of the nice things with that, with Terminator. No, it was like 20 quid, which I thought was pretty reasonable.
Yeah, well, it's a small dev team for that as well. So I'd rather support that and give that the money than anything else.
Well, that's kind of how I felt. I mean, I didn't want to wait for a sale on that one because you want to sort of support the Bitmap Bureau.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
They do so many amazing games.
Yeah. Right. Obviously, this game came with a level editor as well, by the way, chaps. I don't know if you ever had a go at that and tried to make your own levels.
Oh, never.
I enjoyed that. I thought it was great fun as well. So, anywho, let's see what Crash. 1, 2, or 3, Paul? He's coughing again.
1.
Right, you're choosing one. You speak for him.
Speaking on, I'm taking a proxy vote. There you go.
Yeah,
while
proxy
he
vote.
coughs his guts up.
I'll wait. I'm coming back.
I'm back. Yeah,
He's back. Right. Lode Runner is evidence you don't need mega graphics to make a great game, just a good idea. All of the graphics in this game are small, one character in size, and don't have to have all sorts of decorations, but the game is great fun to play. There you go. Well, that's what we basically said.
Yeah.
Doesn't need fancy graphics. The gameplay is there. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Anyway, so yeah, new Cylon attacked by ANF Software, the House of Henhouse Harry, everyone, if you're not familiar with the ANF Software label. And basically, I love flying my Sith ship through at Warp 9, through the Battlestar Galactic Empire Enterprise, while trying to outsmart those pesky Cylons with my trusty lightsaber phaser. Beam me up, 3PO. Right, so is that enough to upset every freaking sci-fi buff under the planet? So
Yes.
it is. This is basically a space first-person, out the cockpit shoot 'em up game where you have a radar to shoot all the Cylon ships, and that you have to protect your space station because they'll start attacking that. If your energy goes low, you can dock into your space station, but while your energy is building up again, or your fuel, whatever one it is, that's when they attack your space station. And you'll see its energy coming down on the chart. You get back out and you shoot them all again. But I quite like this game. It's all black and white. It's very basic. I thought I was going to hate this, by the way. I played it years ago, liked it, never went back to it. I go, this is going to be absolutely dated now. I'm going to hate it. And half an hour later to an hour later, I'm still playing the bloody game. It's ridiculous. It's crap, but good at the same time is the best way I want to describe it. You have a crosshair in the centre of the screen where you move the horizontal bar or the vertical bar equally move with your propulsion so it doesn't stay centre, but you've still got to focus on the centre of the screen when you shoot all the enemy ships. And they do zoom in and lovely, as we call nowadays, scalar effect from small to big as they come from the background to the foreground. And that's all the game really is. But you know what? I actually still quite like it. I'll go to you first, Al. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I've never played this before, so it was new to me. I do like the fact that you're shooting the Enterprise and some of the ships or little TIE fighters. It's just like such a good mix of classic, ships within there. Bit of a small screen was my only sort of small thought to it.
Yeah,
but it was good. It was surprisingly addictive. A lot of fun. I definitely go back to this again. So I don't know if there's much more I can say about it, to be honest. Keeping an eye on my shield and things like that. Yeah, it's good game. I don't know what it got for in its review as well. I didn't actually check.
We shall go.
We shall get there. We'll get there soon. Yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it though. So
yeah,
Paul?
not as bad as what you may think when you first. I bet when you first fired that, it was like, ugh.
Oh, when I first saw it, I thought, what is this going to be like? This looks really bad. But actually, surprisingly playable. It was pretty fast. I mean, that's probably why
It's pretty fast. Yeah,
probably why they've kept the screen that that sort of size.
Yeah,
and the radar works pretty well. Yeah, quite a nice assortment of different things to shoot, like even the floating spaceman occasionally and that type of thing.
but that's the thing. You move on to the next levels, There's different type of spacecraft, and there's little touches like Starship Enterprise zooming by, and the ANF software label, and it's, it doesn't take itself seriously.
It's a bit of fun for sure.
Yeah, Drisky?
Yeah, no, I was quite another one completely new to me, and yeah, I love how it basically, as you say, has so many different spaceships that you recognise. How they didn't care. You can tell it's coded really well in like machine code and runs fast, and the Spectrum was pretty good with stuff like this, moving stuff around like this. And when you think of the travesty of the C64 Star Wars official game,
shite.
The Spectrum again and again. I mean, it's no Star Glider or anything like that, is it? But it's
Starion or whatever.
Yeah. But it's good fun. I really quite enjoyed it. Yeah, for a quick blast, I would have been very happy with this.
Cool. Right, let's see. Right, who chose last time? Oh, you had to jump over Drisky, so I'll go for you. You choose this time, Drisky, and since I'll stepped in for you. 1, 2, or 3.
Okay, 2.
That's the biggest one. Right. It's nice to be able to get away from the 3D wireframe view that many recent games have been specialising on. So it's good to have solids for a change, I must say. I still prefer solid graphics, and they're nice and big. Detailed graphics that work well in perspective. This is not just a space shoot-'em-up game with your task to eliminate every alien in sight. The game contains more things such as rotating planets and rotating moons cycling them, meteorites and asteroids, as well as other various classes of spaceships which cannot be shot. One of the most recognisable being the USS Enterprise. I am pleased to see ANF keeping on the Spectrum scene, as they don't seem to produce anything in the last 6 months. But they do not now. Not in ANF software. They did do a lot of BBC micro games back in the day at this point.
They were still like diving in like Scrooge McDuck with all the money they made from Chucky Egg.
Yeah, that's it. Rolling in the gold. So this was given 80%. Hard to tell now with retrospective minds. I don't think I would have scored it as much as that even back in the day when I was playing it, as much as I liked it. 70s again for me, probably.
Yeah, I would probably say that's fair, yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
High 70s, just under an 80.
Cool. Yeah, there's nobody credited to this game, by the way, so it was all in-house, so more mysterious than Ultimate in that way, so cool. If there's credits on Moby Games for the BBC offer, so don't know if he was involved.
They probably don't want all the copyright infringement.
Probably, yeah.
Hey, don't put my name up. Don't put my name.
I was right. Okay, let's go on to the next game. I was swithering whether to include this one or not. I'm not saying it's the greatest game, but going back, I used to love this, and it's a Spectrum version of Pole Position. There's a few, but this is Atarisoft, so the more official licensed one, so to speak. So it's Pole Position, it's a racing game, so I'm not going to get into it in any detail, apart from that I was back in the day when I was playing this, before racing games actually got good on the Spectrum. Yeah, there was Checkered Flag, I like that, but there wasn't that much else until the more, the ocean-orientated arcade ports where your Outruns, US Gold on Outrun or Chase HQ by Ocean or whatnot. They were still trying to get racing games working on the Specky, and I was blown away with this simply because I thought at the time how colourful the main racing car looks. It's like, this is great, but it wasn't until I went back to it all these years later, the big black anti-colour clash mask right round the car. It takes up about a third of the freaking screen when you're racing, but
apart from that, it's
funny, crap by today's
where's the central
standards.
line gone? Where's it gone?
Yeah, but I was truly impressed with it back in the day, and I was convinced that I was playing an arcade perfect game at home.
Oh, bless.
Bless. Guys, what do you think? Drisky, you first.
Yeah, I mean, I've actually not played the Spectrum version of Pole Position, if you can believe it. I guess coming to this where I was playing on a lot of the Spectrum games and really ramping up was that just a couple of years later where you're right, you were getting so many good ones like Super Hang On and all of these sort of ones and so many great Spectrum racers. But this isn't too bad. I mean, it's for its age, it's pretty playable. That's the important bit, and it looks the part, doesn't it? I mean, I know you got the black border, but it certainly looks the part. You can tell it's pole position, and it plays well. Mm-hmm. I'd have been over the moon with it at this period if I'd discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah, it plays well. I would have been really happy with this back in the day. It's in the arcade. It looks exactly like it should do. Okay, it's a bit funny with the black borders around the car, but you definitely know what you're playing. And the little adverts on the side for Atari and other things as well, like pop up
games,
like Dig Dug
Centipede,
all the other games that pop up on the side. It's good. I mean, I did the usual when I first played this as well, which is being an idiot. Of forgetting that it's got a low and a high gear. And I'm like, I'm doing really well, but how am I not qualifying? Oh, that's right, because I'm not going very fast.
It's a bit fiddly to activate the high-low gear. It's like a double tap on forward to get as well. Yeah,
I couldn't get it working. I was like, what am I doing wrong? And then once I worked out, I was like, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
So funny. But yeah, it was really good. I mean, some odd color choices as well for the car. I thought, the bright yellow and blue and black. But it's got to be nice, vibrant pink hills in the background, though. So there you go.
So, Al, what are you going for? 1, 2, or 3?
We'll go for 2 now because 1 was awful.
Right. At last, it's arrived. Since spring, I've been waiting to see this game when it was first advertised. Nearly 11 months later, I'm actually playing it. Was it worth it, you might say? Well, it's the first racing game I've seen with multicolour graphics that work and decent-sized computer-controlled cars to race against. Well, read between the lines there, folks. It's like, well, probably not then. 68% I got. That's probably about accurate, yeah.
I mean, but then there wasn't many great racers on the Spectrum at this point.
It does feel a little bit harsh, right? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say probably 78%.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I did enjoy it. I must admit, I did enjoy it back in the day.
They seem to be very harsh on it for value for money, right? That would seem to be where they scored it pretty badly.
Yeah. I mean, 49%. I mean, how much 10 pence is
$7.99? $7.99 for the game. What did they expect it was? Like $2.99 or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well. A little bit unfair, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's go for something cheerier. Right, Paul and I covered this in we done the Gremlin graphics series. 3 episodes did we do, Paul, for that in the end?
Yes, we did. And,
Gluttons for Punishment.
This was fun. Yeah.
So this is Potty Pigeon by Sean Hollingworth. Notable games. I mean, Sean Hollingworth done so many games. Avenger, he's part of Alfreda's Monty, Bounder, Gumpy Grumpy, Super Sleuth, you name it, endless, brilliant games.
And of course they went on, he went on to found Chrysalis and do all those classics.
Yeah, fantastic author. So, Potty Pigeon, you play Percy the Potty Pigeon. It must feed his hungry chicks. So you've got to pick up worms, deliver them back to the nest, and rinse and repeat, basically. But there's so many hazardous objects in the way in this flick screen adventure. So there's helicopters, there's other birds, there's moving cars, everything. So you're kind of moving about the whole town, and there's little references: Gremlin Graphics Shop, Just Micro, things like that, and it's just a simple thing. So if anyone's played The Birds and the Bees, which is a similar thing where you got the bee that goes out and has to get the nectar from the flower, return it to the hive, and return again, it's just like that. But on the instructions, it says Percy has a guy, right? Percy, right, has exploding eggs, right? No, he's shitting on everything. Why they had to? I mean, they could have said poop or something, right? But let's not confuse people with saying a male bird lays eggs and they explode. That's just a bit. But anyway,
it's a bit sicker as well. He's killing his offspring.
Yeah, exactly. So I suppose if he's having his own eggs, does that mean he's taking a flying fuck with himself? Okay, I'm here all night. Okay, all week even.
That's a shame.
Tumbleweed. These guys have no sense of humour.
I've just given you a shit time tonight, aren't we?
I'm on mute. That's why I'm on mute. I'm sorry. Because I'm coughing away.
So anyway,
die in a coffin fit, basically.
It's a game that to me has got charm, and I've always liked it and go back to it, and I've always enjoyed Potty. It's no Monty Mole, but that doesn't matter. It's its own unique IP, own unique character. It's Potty Pigeon, and I love it. Drisky?
Yeah, I love it, and it's a very different game to this Commodore 64 version.
Oh, that's wank. That one's
I much prefer it on the Spectrum. And it's just a novel concept, you know, and it's clear to see what you're doing with getting the worms and, you know, feeding your hungry chicks, and it's just very charmful, and it's just lovely little touches, isn't it? The Gremlin was so good with that, in throwing all these little references, wasn't it? You know, nice.
Oh,
yes, similarly, just had a lot of fun with this one. Very cool graphics, loads of things going on, lots of little small touches everywhere, isn't there? So, it was a good one. I remember you guys talking about it before, but I hadn't actually played this before until now. So, definitely one, if you've not given it a shot, that you should consider.
So we're going to Crash. Paul, 1, 2, or 3? Say 1.
I will say 1.
Hooray!
Monty Mole was hard to follow. Potty Pigeon is a good game, but not in the Super League. Generally, the graphics are good, but are not all that exciting. The collecting theme is here. It's not a new idea. It's all right, but it's not very addictive. Potty Pigeon will not be remembered as much as Monty Mole. Once a standard is set, it has to be kept up. Good, but uninspiring. A bit harsh, but that's more like the shadow of Monty Mole rather than not as good as Monty Mole. Because if this came out and Monty Mole didn't, would they have been saying those games? That's kind of what he is saying, I suppose, is it? Because we've seen good, we expect still a continuation from Gremlin Graphics to give us more better games. But yeah, it's not Monty Mole, but it's still pretty decent.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's still decent. It's a little bit harsh. Addictive qualities, I thought it was pretty addictive. I thought I had good fun. So probably a little bit stingy on the marks there. Would have been a little bit higher for me.
Yeah.
So that got 70%. So it's like,
yeah.
No,
I've been in the 80s for me back in the day.
About 85 to 87. 87 probably, high 80s. Yeah.
He's going up and up and up here.
Up. Do we hear a 90? Do we hear a 90?
88. 88 and a half.
Have you noticed I get more generous the more lemon sip I drink?
I've noticed that, yeah.
Okay, let's move on. We're almost there, chaps. So,
cool.
Driskin can go to his bed. Right. Next up is the Runes of Zendos. And this I completely forgot about. Completely forgot about. And so I had a nostalgia blast that I didn't think I would get in the Spectrum anymore, because I'd played everything I played back in the day, remembered everything I played back in the day. But oh no, the Runes of Zendos just took me back to, again, that pirate cassette tape that night and playing this. So those that loved the Oracle's Cave will be familiar with this, because it's by the same author and the same software label. So it's on the Dorcas software label, author Chris Dorrell, and his own notable game was the predecessor to Oracle's Cave. So it is a text adventure, but the screen is split, so you do have a graphical stimulus of what you're typing in. So you see a little man, and he's in the, the castle, or the whatever you want to call it. And when you say go right, you see him walking right. You say go up, he goes up the ladders, and you see, or fight the enemy, the metamorphosis creature, or the dragon, or the ghost, or the zombie, or whatever. You see all these in real time. So it's a non-static. What's opposite non-static? Help me here. Right. a kinetic adventure, where it does have that graphical representation of everything you type in. So rather than you moving left and right, you have to type in with the parser for this game to work. And so,
which is amazing when you think, King's Quest, which is always is said to be like the founder of the graphical adventure. That also came out in '84, so it's not long after they were doing similar things.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what do you guys think of such things like this? I mean, I don't know where you are with text adventures these days. Something I go back to, for me, more often than not these days, actually, and really get into it. About yourselves, I mean, I'll go with you first, Almac.
Yeah, it's not normally my bag, to be honest. I'm more of a fighty, shooty, Donkey Kong jumping type thing,
Yeah.
So it was an interesting one to have a look at. To be honest, I didn't play it an awful lot, but I watched a couple of YouTube videos on this one as well, and yeah, it was an interesting one to look at, but yeah, not really my sort of thing, unfortunately.
Okay, fair enough. Paul?
So
yeah,
I gave it a go.
Okay, good for you. Well done, sir.
We'll give you a participation award.
Thank you. Oh, not one of those. Oh no, he turned up. Well done, him.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird because I've got no memory of this, but the cover, I guess it was heavily advertised, wasn't it, in all the magazines? But I really know the cover. I'm probably like Almac. I didn't spend as much time with it. I do love adventure games, and I want to go back to this, but we were covering so many games for this episode that I just couldn't really spend the time that you need for this kind of game.
Yeah.
But I was impressed with it. I love the fact that you're graphically seeing everything that's going on, but it still has, so it feels accessible, but it's also it's a proper adventure game as well.
Yeah, I think that was. Nice. I mean, I think that's what struck me more about this. It wasn't just like some of the basic ones where it was all just a sea and wall of text. At least there's some color in this. There's the graphics above with your character walking about and meeting people, and you can kind of see what's happening as well. So yeah, kind of brought it to life a bit more for me. Just a normal plain text adventure.
Yeah, I mean, for those that then more were fans of point and click adventures, this is the thing before that, isn't it?
It's kind of sort of like, it's almost like a halfway house between the two, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think the biggest problem is how frustrating the parser is in this game. You need to be exact. You can't even abbreviate words, which is a pain in the arse.
I think when if you go back in the day though, right, you kind of, people evolved with the parsers, right? You kind of knew what was expected. Whereas going back like 30 plus years now, you're like, oh my god, how did this work again? You're trying to think of the language that might have been used. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, but it was the main thing for me was I completely forgot about it, and to see it again was like, wow, how often do you get that real proper nostalgia rush of, oh my god, I haven't seen this since back in the day, and the minute you fire it up, all these memories start come flooding back in that you forgot about, that were in the deep recesses of your mind. Yeah, that's exactly what I got from this. No, I can see why. I would, as I say, I definitely want to. This is one that I've earmarked to go back to when I've just got that,
the time to really play it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Perhaps when we get the new Spectaculator emulator that's coming.
Yeah, that's just
Next
been
week.
released today. 19th.
19th, yeah.
19th, yeah.
I was thinking, shit, is it the 19th?
What? I'm off the podcast. I'm downloading it right now.
Yeah. That's our
It'll be out by the time you listen to this.
Yeah, that's our emulator of choice, that one. So looking forward to see what the new version brings.
Does it? Yes, you don't know what it brings because I'm hoping next.
That's not going to happen.
No, you don't think?
Nah, don't think so.
I wonder what else it will do. It'd be interesting.
Well, there was a big bit about the debugger for people that wanted to look at the machine code and stuff like that, or actually creating their own games. That was getting really brought on. So that will help devs that are still writing and assembly and stuff like that. So that doesn't help us as front end players. But we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. Obviously, there's no first, second, third crit on the text adventures the way Adventure Trail worked. They basically said that the Runes of Zendos is a very graphically entertaining adventure with smooth scrolling animation, sending your character left and right through passageways, up and down, steps of ladders, and striking blows in battle with various zombies, skeletons, werewolves, and all manner of exotic assailants. Much of the language is atypical of the arcade adventure scene, with L and R keys chosen for the movement of take and get option. The problems are logical, more so like any other text adventure. So, yeah. But anyway, it got an 8 out of 10 because it wasn't like in percentage in Adventure Trail back in the day either. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, interestingly, the vocab got 5 out of 10. Obviously, like you were just saying there, Kingy.
Yeah.
That was quite a hard parser for folks back then. But also, weirdly, they said the game was quite easy. So, it must have been good.
No, I die a lot on that game. There's a lot of luck. There's a luck element as well. That's the frustrating part. I find sometimes you just died. There's a very precise way to play the game, though. That's the point.
Right.
Yeah, no, I'm glad I rediscovered that. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm a happy man. So cool. Right, second last game, folks. You'll be glad. Sick of the sound of our own voices.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just the coughing.
So we're going to go to Skyranger. So that's by Microsphere. Dave Reedy obviously everybody knows the Microsphere games because Dave Reedy wrote them all. School Days, Back to School, Quanta, Sam Cruise, Wheelie. Just a pedigree of games by this author. And Skyranger, you play a helicopter pilot from the cockpit view, and there's these alien black blobs called aliens. No, they're called the Watchers, and the idea is to fly over the cityscape, very rudimentary city skyscraper. It's like flying over New York but with no windows, just the wireframe of the outline of the buildings, different heights, and you had to find these Watchers on your scanner and then get close to them and press fire to destroy them. If you bump into the buildings or hit the ground too loud or fly into these Watchers, you got cracks on your screens, big black cracks right on your windscreen. It made it more harder to fly, and even fog appeared in the game that made it even more difficult. You can speed up and slow down, and as I said, you can go over the tops of some of the buildings. Some are too high, you can't, so you can fly down the alleyways of the buildings as well. But another game that back in the day I loved, played it all the time, thought it was great. Guys, what about yourself, Drisky?
Another one completely new to me.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was impressed with the the cityscape. I thought it looked really good. It ran pretty fast. I had no idea what I was doing. I must admit, by the time we were getting to here, I was like, I was running out of time. I don't know. I don't think I ever even came across any of the enemies. It just sort of flashed, and I could see the dot on the radar screen. But I don't know. Nothing seemed. I must have been encountering them.
You meant to fly towards
that. Well, I did. I flew. But they're aliens.
Running away. He's hiding.
Yeah, run away.
Oh, hide.
And then the cracks were good. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't technically impressive, but I didn't really. I need to. I can't give a fair opinion on this. I didn't
Sit in the naughty step over there. Al, don't say the same, please.
I'll be similar. I haven't played this before either, so I've not come across it.
Okay.
And I was quite impressed by the speed of the landscape because I thought, oh my god, when I saw this was like 3D stuff, I thought this is going to be painful. But actually, it was okay.
It's impressive. It ran faster than an Atari ST.
Oh, calm down. Let's go. Fight and talk again. We've started the podcast with it and we're ending it. I'll tell you, the episode's going to come when I'm going to pick a bunch of games that are better, maybe. help me, audience, help me. I probably didn't give this enough time, to be honest. I was more impressed that it actually moved at any sort of decent frame rate, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The panels are pretty good and descriptive in terms of, roundabout all your dials and radar and everything else, right? So that was also decent. But I'm probably a little bit, unfortunately, like Drisky, didn't give it a fair enough go. The novelty of the graphics, they were good. I'm not sure what else to say about it, really. I didn't do an awful lot within it. That was the thing.
What do the aliens look like?
Black circular blobs.
Yeah, it's like black things. It's like black blob, yeah.
Yeah, that was on the radar, but
it was a small black blob on the radar, and it was a big black blob when you saw it.
There was one pixel on the radar, one singular that you might have thought was a dead pixel on your monitor, right?
It's like a little bug.
These black blobs get larger as you move towards them, and once you're close enough, you just press fire, and the whole screen blindingly flashes white, and that's that one destroyed, and then you move on to the next.
See, all I saw was a big cracked screen everywhere.
Yeah.
You're bouncing around and banging into stuff. Yeah, you're crashing into everything.
Yeah.
So black cracks, that that's a nice touch, right?
It's a nice touch, yeah.
It's the sort of thing that reminds me more about in the modern games, things like Stunt Car Racer, all that sort of stuff, where you got to, you get the cracks in that. I mean, it's not the same because it's the end
What
of
cracks
it anyway.
did you get in Stunt Car Racer?
You got the cracks across the frame of your car as you did ridiculous jumps and didn't land very well. Yeah, that's what killed you in the end, wasn't it?
I played on the Spectrum too much, and that's the trouble because that didn't happen on that. That was an ST, was it?
It was ST Amiga, yeah. And the Amiga.
Yeah. See, to be honest, I played more Stunt Car Racer on the Spectrum.
Interesting. I'm
That's
surprised
what I
it
had
even had a
at the
frame
time.
rate. I'm surprised it even had a frame rate
It
on the
ran
Spectrum.
just as good as Skyranger, I will have you know.
Fair enough, okay.
Right, what does Crash say about Skyranger? Let's go on. Right, 1, 2, or 3, fellas. Who's next? Who's choosing?
Oh, I can't remember where we're at. Will I choose this one and you get the next one then, Drisky?
All right.
I'll go number 2.
Well, first playing this game, I was amazed to see an unthoughtful layout on the screen. It was cluttered and untidy and difficult to make out what various instruments were and what they were used for. But that was very contrary to what you were saying now, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One thing Microsphere have always managed to have is a tidy looking screen. Right, he's bitching about the GUI then, is he? There's no doubting the quality of the 3D graphics. The black line on a yellow ground with hidden lines masked out makes for a really realistic effect. And instead of the usual few scattered towers, here we have the feeling of flying through a real city. And it does. It gives you that kind of... Well, it did in that time anyway. It's that whole cityscape, and it just felt busy and, tight and crammed, and, you couldn't just be gung-ho flying a helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah. But like one of us.
like 2 years.
Well,
you've done better.
I wasn't as bad.
You're bragging.
Not as
You're
bad.
bragging. Okay.
I'm just saying it's marginally better, probably.
Cool. Right, let's go into our final game then. And they referred to it when the Crash reviewers referred to it when doing Night Lore, saying that what one was better than what, and it is Underwurlde, equally released on the same time period, which was amazing back in this period. But unlike its 3D counterpart. Underwurlde was still in its 2D laurels, if you want to call it that, and you played Saberman, who was trying to escape from the clutches of hell. You didn't want to go too deep. You need to get out of the massive environment that you played in. And this had a nice, unique twist in this game. The enemies didn't kill Saberman, they just bounced him. Falling from high heights killed him. And the amount of times you were knocked lower and lower and lower, and you know the way you want to go is up. And sometimes you have to go down to go along to get up, because it was a maze, you know what I mean? You needed to know the route. But there was ropes to swing on, which looked cool back in the day. You can swing left and right to get down to the lower levels. Bubbles to jump on to get up. You can pick up various weapons to shoot at the enemies, like the harpies and everything that appeared. There was guardians that blocked the way as well. So you had to have special weapons to kill them. Very similar in a way to Attic Attack, where you had to get the spanner to kill Frankenstein or the cross to kill Dracula. A similar thing. And when you did get out of the top, if you persevered with it, there was 3 endings. Well, we called it 3 endings. There was the promises of 3 games. One was Night Lord, which obviously released at the same time. Pentagram, and Never to Appear Meyermere, which has just gone down in annals of history of a game that was never to be, I'm afraid. Lovely, lush 2D graphics, amazing sound effects, very much more akin to that early period of Ultimates games. But I absolutely adore this. I think Underworld's one of Ultimate's best games, personally. I'll go to you first, Al.
I would agree. I think it's one of their best. It's this is one that Rich did a remake of recently as well.
Our good friend Rich Jordan, he done Undrium. Undrium.
Yeah,
I'll put that in the show notes, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I played this back in the day. Not an awful lot, to be honest. So going back to it now was a really nice surprise. But the animations are really cool. The graphics are so bold. I'm not going to say vibrant, but they are vibrant too. And the animations are really good for the main character, and a very iconic sound as you're throwing your weapon. Yeah. A little pop, 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 pop. So yeah, it's a really good game. Lots of fun with this one.
Excellent. Drisky?
Yeah, I mean, this is one that I didn't know as well back in the day. It was one that I've come to appreciate more. I mean, obviously you knew all the Ultimate Play the Game games. Often I had pirate copies of them. But yeah, I've come to appreciate it. I mean, I do get frustrated with the platformers when, it's so easy, as you say, to get knocked off a bubble or something and then fall all the way down to the bottom. But that's part of the good game design. The other thing I would add, which is really quite cool, for those who've got the Evercade, have you seen like the Rare Collection 1? Because it's got all of these games that we're talking about. As well as some of their NES ones, but it's awesome that they are showing, because outside of the Xbox with the Rare Replay where you could play them all, it's wonderful that the Evercade's got all of these games as well.
That's awesome, yeah. I mean, these Ultimate games have been in so many different collections over the time, Rare Replay and whatnot, that they're timeless. They absolutely are.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But it's a shame with Rare Replay. I really wish they would release it on Windows, Rare Replay. Yeah. It's such a shame that it's locked just to the Xbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, because it's a game I'm denied. Oh, not a game, a compilation I'm denied of simply because of that. I'm not an Xbox owner, and I'm not going to buy.
I just said owner there, not wanker again. That's good. Evolved.
I've pacified for the time being.
I've got about. I think I've got about 4 copies of Rare Replay because I just every time I see it for a couple of quid, I always pick it up. like if you're in Computer Exchange or whatever,
Right.
just to have it there. But one of the other things that's cool with the Rare Replay, just if you do have an Xbox, any of our listeners, if you buy the physical version, not the digital, even you know, if you have the digital version as well, you get GoldenEye. No, it's the other way around. If you have the digital version, you get GoldenEye permanently as well, which is like awesome. Yeah, so well worth it.
Very good, very good. So, what do you think of the flavour of all these games? And do you think they're varied at this period? Some innovative games and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with the period. You know,
Did we touch on the crash reviews of this?
Oh, for Underwurlde.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh, better do that. Yeah. So, what did Crash say for this then? Yeah, well, please say 2.
Okay, I'm going to choose 3. No, 2.
Underworld is definitely Ultimate's best game yet. Yes! I wonder if he wrote that before he wrote the Night Lord review. You know, it was his first game he tried. It is super sound and graphics, as you would expect from ACG. Plus, as far as I can tell at this stage, an even more complex playing area than Saberwolf. Moving around from level to level by skillfully jumping up and down the screen is made even harder by the various gremlins and harpies knocking you flying mid-jump. Saberman has lost his sword, but instead can use various weapons for several different purposes, such as getting past the guardians. I really enjoyed playing Underworld and highly recommend it to everyone, although it's a shame about the high price. It was $9.95 when that came out, so you know, a couple of quid more than the standard size $7.95 price back in that day, but it scored 92%. I'm happy with that.
Me too. Yeah, maybe even more. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well
a good
deserved.
score. Yeah, it's well worth that.
Yeah. So, chaps, that's us obviously covered all the games. So, varied selection, yeah?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
very good.
really impressive actually when you look at the, you know, when you think all these games came out at the same time.
Well, when they came out, it's ridiculous. Yeah, some of them are classics. Some of them are really good. Some of them not so good. And quite a few
That's
that I
life.
haven't played before as well, right? Which was great. So to get to play some new games, which I haven't done before and enjoyed, has been fantastic. Actually.
Any particular highlights for yourselves?
Ooh, let me think. I mean, actually, Underworld, to be fair, was one that I've not played an awful lot of before.
Right.
So going back to that again was really nice. Lode Runner is always fantastic. So
Yeah.
just nostalgia written all the way around it, you know. And let me think, anything else? Yeah, even Astronaut was a quirky, fun little game. I like that too.
I don't mean this in a bad way, but Astronaut would have. I don't know if it was ever released for the Electron, but it would have worked really well on Acorn Electron, wouldn't
I
it?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say, Paul?
Yeah, I was probably going to say Astronaut because it's new. It was new to me, but you know, I enjoyed all of them really. You know, but yeah, it just shows you what a special, exciting time it really was in this period of gaming.
Yeah, and I'm sure many people in this period, these games are put on their Christmas wish list. So I hope when you did write them, put them down there, and you got them, they didn't disappoint. And there's not many, to be honest, in this list that did fully disappoint. And I hope that, you know, especially on Christmas Day and Boxing Day and thereafter, you were just glued and just part of that magical experience of getting your first home computer and firing these games up. What a magical time.
Definitely.
Yeah, as I say, I mean, most of the time for me, when I got the computer games, it was either if anybody gave me money, then it was January sales. But most of the time was Easter because I always made sure that I got money rather than chocolate, and then my birthday. But so compilations, that used to be where it usually used to be a compilation
Yeah.
You know, where the money went further.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you had to do that back then. When you had limited funds, it was what can you get the most for? So if you get a compilation tape, and or some of the collections that were really good as well. Some of them were, not so good, but
awesome. Well, everyone, that's the end of the episode there. Gents, thank you very much for joining me in this one. We shall, as Al and I spoke about, we'll be back at some point with the Analog 64, or Analog 3D, episode, because we're just going through the paces of it just now as we speak. We want to do that system a bit justice, so we'll record that between Christmas and New Year at some point, I'm assuming. But
that'd be good.
Yeah, but until then, it's been another fantastic year. Thanks everyone for tuning in, reaching out, for everyone coming down to the big arcade club meetup. Just everything around the podcast this year. Without the listeners, we wouldn't be a thing. So thank you very much, and wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, and hope Santa brings you all the goodies you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
I can't believe how close we are to Christmas. I'm panicking.
Tell me, who's finished the shopping yet? I've not.
I hope you've got me something good.
I bought all my granddaughter's got all her presents now.
Right,
If you're looking for ideas, for us,
she's got a Switch 2. She's got
she's got the Intellivision Sprint.
yes, exactly.
Well, see, if you want an idea from me, if you just get us the Terminator game, that'd be great. Thanks.
Well, I was. It was quite cute with Mira. She'd because she's like 6, but it's the first time, because she's. Because she's autistic, she's like a little, she's really grasped on to Christmas this year.
Oh,
and
awesome.
and in the entertainer, they got the catalogue, and at the back she diligently written out. She'd circled everything, but she'd written out, because there's like the wish list to Santa. She'd filled out every single line, but she'd carefully written out the toy that she wanted, and then she's put the page number. And what's funny is because she's managed to get a hold of 3 of the catalogues, and she's written exactly the same, just to make sure. So there's no doubt.
I'm sure my siblings did something similar. Didn't know like that. They just got the catalogue and just circled everything. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like literally circled everything.
We always used to do that. I remember doing that with the Argus catalogues, and also the Radio Times, all the TV shows.
Oh, absolutely, that's what.
And then because your grandparents were around or whatever, you never watched anything. Because the TV was on bloody soaps.
Missing all these Bond movies that you circled that you wanted to see.
Exactly. Because it was a special time back then, because you didn't have Sky or anything. It was before Sky and that. So, in many cases before like VHS, wasn't it? So, so that was the only time to watch them. Yeah,
The Great Escape's on again. Yay! Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Right, chaps. Well, we'll call it a wrap just now, but thank you for indulging in this one, and
thank you very much.
Wishing you chaps a Merry Christmas as well when it comes, and we shall see everyone very soon. Until then, take care. Bye.
Cheers. Thanks all.
Cheers.
Bye.
Merry Christmas all. Bye.